I haven't done a video in a long time. I just haven't had it in me to do it with all the headaches. And now the back pain because I fell again. This time I saved my head, but I hit my back against the desk and the handles went down my back. And so I'm in a lot of pain. And I've been going to bed around 10, but then I find myself having to wake up. Wonder if anybody's going to show up tonight. Well, I do have one thing to gripe about. Not that I want this to be a gripe session, but I started getting on Reddit because I have all this vintage and antique stuff for my booth. And there's like groups that collect things. There's antique groups. There's vintage groups. There's groups for everything. But in each group has their own rules and regulations. Well, believe it or not, I got my post taken down because I didn't write more than, I had to write a minimum of 300 words about the item. And they decided to take my item down. I apologize for not following the guidelines, but I'm new to this and I don't even know what that up arrow means. I thought it meant like to like something, but I don't know. It's 12:04 a.m. here and nobody's popping in. So I guess everybody's being smart and they are sleeping. I got a couple notes that I want to write to people that I've been meaning to, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So I figure I might as well be productive. And since nobody's coming on my live, boo-hoo, I made some Valentine cards. Happy Valentine's Day. And it's pretty much just like a tie-dye watercolor background. And I did another Valentine. Happy Valentine's Day. And I put some little jewels on it. I usually get really creative with my cards. Hi guys, who's in the room tonight? And here's one more card. So I enjoyed doing them. Who's in the room? Somebody speak. Speak up. Give me a thumbs up. Help my channel grow. Anybody out there willing to make a comment? Oh, hi Heidi. How are you? Do you have a channel, Heidi? I've had a channel for a while and I've really just been working on it a lot lately, and I've decided to focus mostly on my collection of antiques, my love of antiques. So I've been doing a lot of hauls, and now I have to get into real life and start making some money somewhere. Okay, who else is in the room? Heidi, thank you for opening it up. It says there's 7 people here. I wish it would show who's here. Maybe it does, and I just haven't found that button. 9 people here. Oh, aspiring gangsta. Any tips to go from civilian to straight gangsta? Asking for a friend. Nope. Don't know much about current gangstas. But I say just be a regular civilian and watch the gangsters from a distance. What's your thoughts on it? I don't think anybody's got any tips on it because I think they would have stated if they did. Nobody's talking. It's 12 people in the room. Figure this time of night I'll meet different people than I usually have on my channel. Tomorrow night I'm going to be going live with friends. We do it every Friday night, and we talk about some YouTube challenges. We've had guest speakers with some pretty well-known. Brianna Holmes. I am from the South. A very southern state. Actually, I was born and raised in Chicago, but now I am down here for 26 years now. And I had a baby down here, so I guess that makes me part Texan. And my daughter's full Texan. Where are you from, Brianna? Who else is up? Louisiana. My best friend was from Louisiana, and I still talk to her mom and her sisters who are there. It's hot there. It's hot in Texas too, but it's a different kind of heat. And there's always a party going on in Texas, in Louisiana, right? Didn't you guys just have your Mardi Gras parades in New Orleans? Oh, it's coming up. I thought it had already started. Okay. So, are you getting excited? Do you go downtown for that? I don't think I'd have it in me to go during Mardi Gras. I've had such. My husband and I went to visit my friend's family, and we went downtown, and fortunately, her sister is born and raised there, so she was able to take us kind of on an evening guided tour and tell us about things. People really get into it, don't they, Brianna? They get into the Mardi Gras theme. My friend who passed away, her cousin, actually started the largest Mardi Gras parade, and he's still somewhat in charge. I don't know if he's the top guy anymore, but he started with the floats, and they now work on it all year round, getting prepared for the next year's. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, please. I've heard more and more huge content creators asking people to like and subscribe to their channel. I don't mean to be a pain in the butt, but supposedly it lets YouTube know what people want. And So forms of communication helps them. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I can always tell when my husband pushed a pull door. Oh, that's telling me to try to do a community guess. I have a funny story about a push-pull door. My husband is extremely handy. He learned so much from his father growing up. And he's put in screen doors for our houses for I don't know how long. But in this house, when it was new, we had a pool put in, and we needed to put a fence around it or have these very loud alarms for safety reasons for kids. And so after he put the door up, he couldn't open it. He thought I locked it on him, but I didn't lock it. What really happened was he put the door upside down. So the way to get outside was to lift the handle up. And actually it turned out to be a great deterrent for the babies to try to get out, because all they could do was pull it down and then it would pop open. But trying to lift it up and pop it open is much harder. So we laugh about our door being backwards, because every time somebody wants to go out and back, we have to tell them how to get there. They're like, through this door. And I'm like, yes, but do you know how to use that door? So, Brianna, do you have a channel? I'm sorry if I already asked. I got the hiccups now. Yes, I think things nowadays have gotten out of control. I mean, entertainment, concerts. My husband and I don't go to many concerts, but we did. And I want to say it was Phil Collins or REO Speedwagon. I think he was part of it. But they're up there begging for money for disaster relief or this or that or the other. And I'm sorry, I'm just not giving my husband and my hard-worked money. Being out of work for this year has been very trying, so I feel like people should be giving me money. No, I wouldn't take it. But it gets me frustrated to see when people complain that they didn't get enough. So, do you mind sharing a little bit about the religious aspect of Mardi Gras? I just asked because my best friend who passed away and lived in Louisiana, always had her fish boil. She had her sisters sending her food, and they'd always have this huge fish boil in their backyard around this time. But I don't know much about, I don't know if you call it conservative Catholicism or whatnot. But a lot of times there's different levels that you belong to a synagogue or a temple or whatnot, and you get to do things according to what your dues were. So who's being shy here? Brianna, you seem to chit-chat a little bit. I have another person in the room. We got up to 7 for a few minutes there. Now we're just down to 2, but that's okay. More time to chit-chat with you. I know that Mardi Gras is one of their most popular events, but Mardi Gras seems so different from other Christian events that I've been to or witnessed. Yeah, I don't like to get into politics or religion either, but I always like to learn something, so if somebody can teach me something, I'm all about that. When you guys are on lives, do you use the microphone to ask your questions and then you read it, or do you have an idea and then start digging for answers? I've been doing a little both. Sorry, I'm fine. Three people. And you won't even tell me who you are. This is Brianna Holmes is on. My screen name on TikTok is Beamer the Boy. And Beamer the Boy was a good dog, and 2 weeks ago we had to put him down because it just wasn't fair. It was getting rough for him and for us. So tomorrow we get to take a little road trip. Since my husband's not working, we're just going to spend some time driving to see my daughter. Does anybody like to take car rides? I remember as a kid, my grandpa used to say, let's go take a car ride. And my grandma would be like, we can't stop by the kids. You're like, oh, don't worry about it. But they always came and they had a carload of stuff my grandma had made and done for us. And I didn't really appreciate it that much when I was younger. But now that I do it for my kids, I appreciate what my grandparents did for us. Well, Brianna, I guess you and I are the only people that are going to be here tonight. I'm so sorry. I do a lot of impromptu lives because I never know when I'm going to be up or be sleeping. I've had to take these cocktails for migraine medicines. The pharmacist actually had to call my doctor because he had never prescribed all of that for one person. So she explained it and he thought it was pretty cool. Now I think it's pretty cool because I get free drinks. Woohoo! Free watered down margaritas. That's what you guys said. Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm sorry more of you didn't talk, but you can post something on my neighborhood page if you'd like, and I hope to see y'all soon. Have a good evening.